Good afternoon, folks. JB Buno here with you live in the WFLA Now Stream Center, sending out this signal here. We're sharing out this feed here from Miramar, Florida. You can see here, we'll go full screen. A large house fire here in Miramar. Crews here have been working for some time trying to put out the blaze, but you can see here that flames still protruding from the roof here. We're gathering details here on what led to this fire, or what we know here from the crews that are there at this time. But again, following this aerial coverage from WTBJ, NBC South Florida here, from Miramar, that's in the Miami area. Any additional details we'll pass along here in moments as we get them here on WFLA Now. Afternoon, folks. JB Buno here, sharing the signal from WTBJ NBC6 South Florida here on WFLA Now. This is aerial coverage of a large house fire. I was just looking for some details here on this story, and there aren't too many at this time. Again, speaking to just how active of a scene this is here, you can see that they have quite a bit of a response here. Many fire crews here on the scene with the flames still protruding from the roof of this large home here in Miramar. This is in the Miami area here. Again, an active scene where they're currently working this fire. One of the things to note here is that the fire pretty focused here on the center of the home. Sometimes you'll see structure fires that begin somewhere near the outside, near one of the exterior walls, but this is a fire that appears to have begun in the interior of the home, somewhere a central location of the house itself, and a pretty large home here in the neighborhood of Miramar, Florida, again in the Miami area. So there's a close-up shot here from the chopper from NBC6 South Florida showing into the center of crews battling this at this moment. You see there are still flames here on what is a hot day. Folks, it's pretty warm here. It's been warm for some time here in the state of Florida. Just checking here on the temperature. Actually, it's not too bad today in Miami, 80 degrees. We've seen temperatures north of that, but 80 degrees right now in the area of Miami. So crews, it's a hot day for crews here in Miramar, Florida, battling this fire, a fire that we do not know yet the cause of, but we're working to get more details from our friends at NBC6 South Florida, as well as the fire crews that are working this scene here in Miramar, Florida. Seeing some of the comments here on Facebook Live, and to clarify, the Miami area, South Florida, is where this fire is located here, as we see some new angles, and now we can see here some crews there on the ground that are shooting water into that higher window there. So we have water being sprayed here from multiple directions here at the scene in Miramar. Miramar located sort of an area between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. It's the South Florida area here, again, live with the signal from NBC6 South Florida, where crews are battling a large house fire here in Miramar. JB back with you here in the Stream Center, folks, on WFLA Now. You can see we're starting to see some progress here from the crews battling this large house fire in Miramar, and also really fortunate to see that the fire didn't grow large enough for it to spread from one home to another. We have covered fires here on WFLA Now where the fire will just grow so large it'll spread from structure to structure, and before you know it, we're talking about multiple residences being involved here. But fortunately, I think with the nature of this fire, it being at the center of the structure, as we noted earlier, and not from one of the exterior walls here, the fire being pretty centrally located at the center of the property, the fire crews that have arrived here in Miramar are able to focus all that water there on the center of the fire itself and prevent it from spreading to additional homes here in this neighborhood. Also, just the sheer size of this home. This is a pretty large home here in Miramar, so we're talking about a lot of potential rooms for this fire to spread to before reaching the exterior walls and potentially impacting additional residences here on the block. So again, awaiting any additional details, but right now it's a very active scene here in Miramar. Again, sharing this feed from NBC6 South Florida. Any new details, we'll pass it along here to you on WFLA Now. As we're here live from South Florida, folks, between Miami and Fort Lauderdale is Miramar, Florida, where you're looking here at NBC6 South Florida's feed of this large house fire. We're starting to see fewer flames here, if any. It's really just a whole lot of smoke here as the crews on scene doing a phenomenal job at containing this fire. You can see a couple of, there's a flare. I'm going to go full screen here for a second. So you can see there's a flare up there. They're still working this fire and trying to put out as many of those flare-ups as possible, but this is clearly a fire that is shrinking in size as a result of the crews working hard here on a hot spring day here in South Florida. I saw some commenters that were joining us with hashtag HEYJB. As you guys know, as our frequent viewers here on WFLA Now know, if you'd like to get my attention, all you have to use is one of the hashtags that we have here on screen, and you see there hashtag HEYJB. So let's get to some of the comments that have come in here in the last few minutes, and as we have this feed, I'll do my best to answer any questions. Joyce here, hashtag HEYJB. I wonder if they're having some work done in the house. Looks like a lot of 5-gallon buckets. That's an interesting observation, but important to note that we have not been told of a potential cause to this fire, or we don't know if there were any home improvement projects being done at the house. That would just be a guess, but that's an interesting note here from one of our commenters. And Cliff McAfee Jr. here, hashtag HEYJB, what happened to the brush fires from last night? You know, I was following that, Cliff, from home, and it was, you know, it's been troubling, of course, to see the amount of brush fires that we've had of late, but this speaks to just how sparse precipitation has been of late, especially in the Tampa Bay area. We've had a run of phenomenal weather. It's been gorgeous here in the Tampa Bay area of late, but that has come at the cost of just not a whole lot of rain, and we've seen brush fires spot up. So the brush fires we have been seeing that have been occurring in the evening, and then they are contained, and we just see spot-up brush fires from time to time. But as I understand it, these brush fires are being contained after response from our terrific local fire crews here in the Tampa Bay area. I'll respond to some other hashtag HEYJB comments here. Let's get to some others that are popping up here. If you want your comment to be featured on screen, you're trying to get my attention, use hashtag HEYJB. Bobby Hartman here, hashtag HEYJB. I will pray for them. Yeah, can you imagine that this being your home? Big or small, it makes no difference. Your home is your home, and to see this happen, and we've covered fires of late to smaller structures, but this one here, this is a large home. What is likely, or what was inside a beautiful, beautiful home here in South Florida, and it is likely completely destroyed with the amount of interior damage there is going to be to this house. I mean, you can see that it didn't consume the entirety of the structure, but when we're talking about just the sheer amount of heat that was inside that home and all the damage to the interior of the structure, this home has likely been just thoroughly destroyed. So really, really sad to see here. As you can see, you know, the chopper photographer here for NBC6 South Florida now just panning over and just showing just how many engines have responded here. A lot of fire trucks on the block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe half a dozen or so that I saw there just at this one location in Miramar. So we'll get to some other comments coming in here. How about Maria, who's joining us? Maria, thanks for watching. Hashtag HEYJB. How long has the fire been burning now? This was put on our radar. I want to say, let me get you the exact timestamp. 12:50 p.m., but we don't know how long crews had been there previous to the chopper for our sister station, NBC6 South Florida. We're not entirely sure, but by the time that the chopper got there, they were already working with this amount of response here at the scene. So this has been a scene for some time. Can't say for how long until we have official word from crews, but here's a better shot. Let's put away the comment for a second. There's a better shot of inside the home, and it's just charred. It's just destroyed. And you know, one of the questions would be too is where was the kitchen in this home? As we're kind of getting a little bit of a lower angle shot here now, but where was the kitchen? A lot of house fires that we hear of begin in the kitchen and then spread to other rooms of the house. So if the kitchen was located in the center of the house, that would make sense here. As we're kind of getting a different lower angle shot here. The chopper might have moved here to a different position for one of several different possible reasons, but you see here now that they have 2 streams of water from area fire hydrants pouring down now, and they're really focusing their attention on the front left section of the house. So here, this is waterfront property, what appears to be a beautiful neighborhood here. A lot of pools in the backyard. Really, I mean, we have so many beautiful neighborhoods here in South Florida, but this one, just noting here, just the size of the homes, it being waterfront. This is clearly a very nice neighborhood, and the homeowner here getting the worst possible news. One of the things we haven't talked about is was anybody home at the time of this fire? We don't know until fire crews there or their public information officer, their PIO, passes along any information to local media. We're here in the Tampa Bay area sharing this feed out of South Florida, so we don't know. We don't know if anybody was home at the time, if there was an incident that started this fire. There's the best look yet that we've had at inside the house itself, and you can see a door that's leaned up against the wall there. You can see water shooting in, but like I noted earlier, this house, just with the amount of heat blasting from this section of the house, the center section of the house, this house is likely just a loss. We're seeing water come in here from I think 3 different sources now, so crews really working to ensure that there aren't any additional flare-ups here to the home on this block in Miramar. Yeah, this is a question too that we get during fires, and it comes our way here from Carol, #HEYJB, any pets? That's another thing too. If somebody leaves for work and leaves their pets at home, and then a fire breaks out in the home for whatever reason, getting the pets out becomes a focus, and because they're the only ones home at the time. So that's always a question that we get a lot of here, as this might be the end of the stream itself here, folks. I think the chopper is going to be returning back here, and they are. So this is going to conclude our coverage here on WFLA Now. Any additional information that we have here on this very large house on fire in Miramar, we'll pass it along here to you. But it appears the chopper is now moving on to a different location here. So we'll stay here on WFLA Now on our website and our app. We'll stay here live with you for just a little bit longer. If the chopper was assigned to a different story here in South Florida that is of importance to folks in the Broward County area, we'll stay here with you live. On Facebook, we're going to be ending this stream here. So to all our viewers, thanks for joining us. We'll stay here with you live for a little bit longer on the WFLA app and on WFLA.com.